Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today on StayTrue Tv, we're going to be tackling the swing arm on this quad bike. Now the swing arm on the quad bike, apparently talking to people on the forums, say that the seams on the swing arm are very weak and they aren't sealed correctly. So what a lot of the guys do is they go and clean them up and re-weld all the seams up on the swing arm. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do to save ourselves any more troubles with that swing arm from being rusted out and rotten. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to clean up the repairs that have already been on there, clean them up, make them look nice. We'll get new bushes machined up for the swing arm, and we'll get the swing arm back on the bike. We have received the hub for the shaft that we repaired in the last video, but we haven't received the rear suspension. That's in transit still apparently. I haven't heard anything more about it. I'm hoping it's not too far away. And then once that comes in, we're just waiting on the seal kit for the diff, and we'll be able to put the whole back end back together and hopefully get this thing back down on 4 wheels. Also, we've got a CDI unit on its way. We had one of my followers, he got in contact with me and let me know that he actually had a bike the same as this sitting in his shed that was a wrecked bike, and he had a CDI unit, so he has donated the CDI unit to the channel. So a big thanks to Aaron. We're yet to still see it, but it is on its way, and once we get that, hopefully we'll be able to hear this thing fire up. But for now, we're going to go clean up the seams on this swing arm and get some welding done. Alright guys, so we are not finished. I've gone and welded up all the seams so far. I went to do a bit of a weld over the top of this, but obviously the bushes and stuff are still in that, and that's causing a bit of grief, and I don't quite know if I got quite into all the joins. So there was a bit of a hole there. Whether I got all the crap out of it or not, I don't know. So struggling a bit with that. Might have to grind it back off and do that one again. But I don't want to continue on too much more tonight because it's getting really quite hot now. So I want to let it just cool down, and then we'll come back to it tomorrow. Start again. Once we get going with it, what we're going to do is we're going to try and clean up all these welds and stuff and try and flush it all back. Grind it all back and try and make it look nice. My welds aren't much better, but hopefully we can try and make this a nice tidy piece of work by the time it's done. But for now, we're going to let it go and cool, and we'll be back tomorrow. Alright guys, so a change of plans. While that swing arm's cooling, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the radiator over, put the clamps on and fix the fan shroud, glue the plastic clip back together, put the new screw mounts into the shroud for the fan, and bolt it all together. Let's get into it. Alright, so we've got our bit all glued together, nice and strong. So we'll clip that together, like so. And we'll chuck her on. Alright, so we've just gone and attached all the hoses, radiators mounted, looking fantastic. So, let's go and see how the swing arm's going. Get back into that. Well guys, went and cleaned up all the welds that were on the top of it, and look what I uncovered. Cracks everywhere. Absolutely riddled with them. Alright guys, so as you seen last night, pretty much classing this thing as a write-off. We got cracks everywhere. And talking to guys on the forum, they're saying that it's common for these things to be splitting. They're thin as. So, me being me, I think we might try and refab something else up. Now to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a jig to support our main mounts. We'll set up a holder for the axle mounts and the diff mounts. So then all that stuff is in position, and when I cut all the bits and pieces out of it, they'll remain in the same place, so we know that once I've got all the framework ready to go back together for the swing arm, it's all going to go in the right areas and hold it while I'm welding it. So let's go and make a frame. Alright guys, so we've got 4 of these angle lines that we've marked out for a 12mm hole just at the top of the 100mm angle. So we're going to drill them out, and they're going to be for the main frame mounts on the swing arm. So we'll cut them out, get them bolted on, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Now what I've gone and done is set it up, so all I need to do is put the next one in, measure it up, 20mm out the end, and we're good to go again. There it is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go clean them up and organise them. Alright guys, for those of you that have watched a few of my videos, you obviously know that I get an idea in my head and I just go for it. So it's more of a winging it kind of situation. So when you're doing the angles, if anyone wanted to do the same kind of jig for these, don't forget to flip 2 of your angles and drill the holes on the other 2 sides, otherwise all the angles are facing the same way. So I've just gone ahead, put 2 up and swapped them around, changed them out. Next thing we're going to do, going to go and bolt 2 of these together. So I've just got the stainless bolts that I've actually purchased for fitting it, because I have no other 12mm for it. Alright, so that's our front mounts. Now what we'll do is we need to work out the size of the angles we need for the back mounts. I did cut 4 at 100, but I didn't really take into consideration that these ones sit a lot higher I want the same, so I'll make 2 for here and 2 for over here, and then hopefully we'll be able to make a frame up, weld it all into position, and it should be sweet. Alright guys, now I've gone and cut a new piece of angle, all just scrap metal obviously, it's just a jig. So I've got some angle hanging around, so that's what I'm using. I've just marked out the tops of these, so what I'm going to do is going to go get the grinder, just clean the tops. Clean the tops here, we're going to weld these back onto here, and that's going to make our front footing for the plate for the jig set. Alright guys, so now we've gone ahead, we've got all the uprights bolted to the swing arm, ready to rock and roll. Now we just need to go and cut some more angle up and make the framework to hold it all together. Once that's done, we should be able to cut everything apart. We'll have the main mounts up the front there bolted in, no worries. We'll have the flange for the barrel bolted in, no dramas. The mounts for the axle bolted in, and then from there on we'll be able to shape our own swing arm sections into the spots and make sure everything that's important is in line. So from there on, let's go, grab some more angle, get cutting. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to chuck a bracket on top of each of these just to support these and stop them from springing out. Same with this one over here. Them ones there, they're obviously held in by the bolt to the swing arm mount itself, so they should be fine. So we'll continue on, get these ones done. Alright guys, so the frame's together, looking sweet. Everything's all held together at the moment, so once this cools we should be able to unbolt it and everything sits where it's supposed to. I should be able to remove the swing arm, put the swing arm back in, and it should all go back into the same place. Fingers crossed. I haven't tried anything like this before. This is pretty, this is going to be a pretty technical little piece to do, I reckon, but I've got a few ideas floating around in my head. Pretty keen to put them down and see which one I can put in and make happen. Hopefully make a bit of a pretty cool looking design, something a bit different to the ordinary Kodiak swing arm, and hopefully something definitely a lot stronger and a bit more durable than the original swing arm. But for this video, we're going to call it quits there. I'm going to have to go out and grab a heap of materials and stuff to sort this build out, work out how I'm going to build it first, and the materials we're going to use, which way I'm going to go. We'll get some materials together, and then in the next video, we'll be cutting this thing up and seeing how we go. Worst case scenario, doesn't work the way I planned. We'll just have to order another one out from the States. I have noticed on the internet, United States has a few of them second-hand ones for sale, so worst case scenario, that's my options. But I think we should be able to pull this one off. So if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscription button, set your notifications for upcoming videos, press the like button, make any comments down below if you think there's a way of doing this that I should be taking, an approach or anything like that. Anything I should think about. We'll have a read of the comments and see what's said. But other than that, stay safe and we'll catch you next time.